Steroids in baseball. Most people are ignorant of what really goes on behind the scenes in MLB. There was the quote-unquote baseball steroid scandal of around 20 years ago when you got a lot of guys that were getting named, and some of them appeared in Congress, and there was this stink of the Barry Bonds home run chase and the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire. That after the fact, it became found out that they were steroid using, and MLB had no steroid policy. Well, I'm here to tell you that nothing has changed. In fact, it's probably gotten worse. There's probably more steroid use today than there was, even though the average person will just think, oh, well, they test, testing, how much do they test and what do they test for, and what are they actually screening for? So the big thing that people need to understand, if they care at all, and most people don't care at all about whether or not the athletes that they're, funding with $20, $30, $40, $50 million, $70 million per year contracts, is the main thing you need to at least understand is MLB allows a 4-to-1 ratio before they do any further testing. And this is critical to understand, because if you think that these players are not using to do these great home runs and 100 mile an hour fastballs, and guys that throw incredibly fast and they just seem like they're superhuman, you have to understand that they're allowed to use steroids. There's not a policy of any small usage will be, or any usage of any amount will not be tolerated. And the other question is, how often do they test? But the 4-to-1 ratio is the critical thing to understand. First of all, it's testosterone to epitestosterone ratio, meaning if it's 4-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, naturally the human ratio is 1-to-1. Well, MLB allows you to be up to 4-to-1 before they would do further testing. So again, what that means is you can use a lot of steroids and get your levels 2, 3, almost up to 4 times the natural ratio, and that's considered clean. You're not even in violation. Now, if you and again, you maybe not be tested. They're going to tell you when you're being tested. There's a lot of ways to evade the testing to begin with. But even if you are tested up to 3 to 4-to-1, you're okay. Now, if you go over 4-to-1 and they test you for some reason, then they're going to do further examination. You might get a suspension. But it's idiocy for people to believe. I mean, people don't even understand that. They don't even know that. So people understand that your athletes are steroid users.